Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Miller, Historical Solutions LLC. This is my follow-up video to our conversation from last week on leadership and Dan Morgan, the Battle of Cowpens, and the idea of a campfire conversation. You're getting closer to activation. You're getting closer to your night before Cowpens, and I'd like to encourage you to reflect back on some of the things that we discussed and encountered in our conversation about Morgan from 1781. A couple things I want to reiterate. Number one is the best plan in the world, including the most innovative plan in the world, which is what Dan Morgan had, doesn't mean anything unless he goes and communicates in the way that he did throughout that night. So don't rest only on preparation or planning. Also remember that you've got to get out amongst your people, amongst your followers, and connect with them. Leads me to the second point, which is, why would they connect with you in the first place? I mean, maybe it's because they report to you, they look to you as their boss, but why did anybody that night connect with Dan Morgan? In a sense, I guess he was kind of their boss. He was the general. They were various soldiers of lower rank. But there's more than that. I think you saw that there's more than that to the connection that he makes and to the communication that occurs over that connection. So, go back over our presentation, our material, and ask yourself, why is it that they listened so intently to Dan Morgan on that particular night? And then ask yourself, why will anyone listen that intently to me? And they do need to listen that intently to you. Third thing is, I don't know if you got this or not, but this is just an historical point. Until he found his wife to be, Dan Morgan was completely illiterate, couldn't read or write. It was his wife that taught him how to do both, and I think that's kind of a neat fact about Dan and Abigail Morgan. Last point to make is this: Morgan resigned after Cowpens. His arthritis, 45-year-old man, by the way, just to remind you, his arthritis was too bad. He couldn't move hardly at all, and he knew that to be an effective commander, he wanted to be able to move quickly and adroitly and everything else, and just couldn't do that any longer by the time we get to spring of 1781. So he resigns for health reasons, for physical reasons, from the Continental Army and from the fighting of the American Revolution. He goes on to become, I think it's a member of Congress from a district in South Carolina. He's voted there by his constituents. It's a good end to a long and illustrious, not only career, but a life of leadership for him. So I hope you found some things that will be useful for you as you move toward activation in the weeks ahead. It's your Cowpens. Feel free to get with me. Get on the website, historicalsolutions.com. Call me, email me, text me, whatever. You've got my contact information. I'd love to hear from you, and you can bank on two facts. I'll get back to you, but you can also bank on the fact that I wish you all the best.